What is up, Jackal fam? I hope you're all living your best life. Today, I wanted to look at some parents on TikTok, particularly some bad parents. I mean, I don't know if they're bad parents, most of these questionable parents. I don't want to call anyone a bad parent without actually knowing them. Questionable. And I'm going to start with what I feel is the least problematic and make my way to the most problematic families. As a parent, I feel like you should always want better for your children. Living conditions, the way you treat them. Yeah, well, let's get into this. So this first family, this is the Resilient Jenkins. Is it Jenkins? Jenkins? Jinky Jenkins. Jinkity Jankity. Did I have a stroke or something? Holy. Resilient Jenkins.
Yay!
This one is dad takes his first evening off in 150 days. So him and the kids are having a game sesh. Cute. Something I would do. You know, nice room. Playing some Little Nightmares. It's a banger. Okay, but what are the other kids playing? Wait, what are the other kids playing? If he's playing, that's only at the most a 2-player game. That's a PS5, and they're holding PS4 controllers, and he's holding a PS5 controller. That's just a weird detail that I picked up. Anyways, it's not like my kids don't pretend to play games with me when I'm playing games on the TV. So cute little video. So a little background on this family. That bedroom that they were sitting in playing in, that is their only bedroom. This is a 1-bedroom. They're a family of 7, and this is their setup. And okay, well, let's just push play.
Welcome back, y'all. Come spend a wholesome night with the Resilient Jenkins. We started off with our typical nighttime routine of making sure everything gets cleaned up. Got the floors swept and mopped in the bed area and got the beds back down for bedtime. And I want to now have you know my son asked me if he could take over vacuuming. He said he really wanted to give it a try. While going through
I wonder why she pointed out that he asked to vacuum and she didn't make him. Because I tell my kids to vacuum. Kids do chores. Kids are supposed to do chores. And it looks like she's doing a lot of the work. She's got a lot of kids, man. Tell your kids to also do some work. If she wants to pick up, then, that's on her. Personally think that kids should have chores and clean up after themselves. For a family of 7 living in this small space, this place isn't dirty. Like, I have 4 kids, and it is hard to keep a clean house. So good on her.
side for her. Vacuum the area back up and go ahead put the rug back down. After I was finished resetting the kids area with them, I went back into mine and my husband's room. I set drawer of newborn toys for my daughter. And then me and the kids worked on writing down our manifestations to give my kids a little razzle dazzle magic feel. So I brought out my sage and let the kids both have a chance to hold it. After some reading and writing, I did the hair care for the night. My older son asked for me to cut his hair tomorrow.
Anyways, they're all chilling in this space. I've been in some pretty bad situations where I've had to work my way out. So, no judgment on a big family living in a small space. I've lived in basements with my son. We lived with my mom in one of her spare rooms for a little while. And then we finally got a place of our own. And then we lived in an RV for a bit, which is a 1-bedroom. And that was when I had 2 kids. My wife slept in the living room with my daughter on the pull-out couch. And me and my son slept in the bed in the back. And then we eventually moved our way up. We got a 2-bedroom. Then we got a 4-bedroom. And then had to downgrade back to a 2-bedroom because of some unforeseen things. And then for a little while, we lived with some crazy lady. That went south pretty quick. We had high hopes for that space. It was on like 2 acres of land, and we were supposed to have the house to ourselves, but some stuff happened, and she ended up staying. And then we ended up having to leave because we found out that she was absolutely out of her mind. And we basically lived in a hotel for a couple weeks. It wasn't that long, but we lived in a hotel for at least a couple weeks, which isn't even, it's basically a studio at that point, and now we're in a 4-bedroom. But like, I could also lose this at any moment, and we can have to go back down to a 2-bedroom or, whatever it may be. And so I'm not going to really judge somebody for doing the best with whatever they have. If this is the biggest space they can afford, this is the biggest space that they can afford. And people keep posting on there, why are you guys having more babies if you can't afford a bigger place? And I get where that's coming from, but also mind your own business. Maybe they're Mormon. You don't know. There's lots of situations that could end up with you having more kids than you expected to have. That's not the problematic part of this family. They actually seem like a very happy, loving family. Although I do know that when the cameras turn off, it could be completely different. They could be fighting all the time, but they seem like a happy, loving family. Here's where the problematic stuff comes in. Here we go.
As you can read in the caption above, we're a family of 6 going on 7 living in a 1-bedroom apartment. As the kids grow older, that means we constantly have to adapt our environment to give them more means for privacy and extra space. When outside our environment appears cluttered, disorganized, what have you.
Honestly, that their environment does not seem cluttered. They have less clutter than I have.
The instant judgment me and my husband receive, why have so many kids if you don't have enough space for them? See, my perception is judgment comes from a place of not having the experience. When you've experienced enough, you generally don't judge people. I can tell you after everything I've been through in the past 3 years, there's very little I have to judge people on.
I don't think any of that's true. Maybe in certain circumstances, judgment comes from a place of non-experience. I don't have to have an experience of living under a tyrannical dictator. I'm going to judge people that are into dictators because you're into dictators. Like the judgment, it's people being concerned about your children's health and safety. They're not just like coming in and judging and not basing it on anything. I'm sure most of the people that watch these people have children and they're just concerned. Yeah.
If I said there wasn't a point in my life that I was so naive, I might have judged a poor person based off their appearance. And like I said, I have learned a lot. I generally look like.
And honestly, I don't think that these people are presenting as super poor. They look like a pretty average family to me, besides their living space.
I'm roughing it, but that's because our kids come first. I do everything I can to keep our environment clean and tidy. When it comes down to it, I could shove everything my kids have in 1 bedroom.
I actually really like the ingenuity of where she's putting those stuffed animals.
These houses I see, and it would really look like nothing. We try to teach our kids to take care of what they have, be grateful for what we have. We keep praying and pushing for the growth that we want. Appreciate y'all watching. See you in the next video.
Right, this isn't the video that I thought it was. These are just foam pads kind of just set on the ground. And people's main concern and issue and whatever it may be is that these kids are just sleeping on pads on the ground when their mom and dad are sleeping in beds. Like it looks like a decently nice bed. I don't know. It could be a terrible bed. Sheets don't really tell the full story of your bed, you know. Get a bunk bed. Like you do live in a small place, but a bunk bed would be great. They even make, I just saw this cool bunk bed. I'll put a picture up, but they make this bunk bed, which is, you can sleep like, and those are both singles or doubles. Probably doubles. I would assume doubles. So you can sleep a bunch of kids in there. Like that's, if these kids are sleeping on the same bed, you know, two kids to a bed, which kind of sucks, honestly, for the kids to have to share beds. But like 2 kids per bed, you got 6 beds there, and I see you have one actual bed right over there. So there you got 7. You know, there's ways to do it that aren't setting these mattress pads on the ground. I mean, but like at least they have mattress pads. I've seen, you know, van life parents that have kids just sleeping on the ground with no mattress pads. So good for them for at least semi thinking of their kids. I know the other problem that some people have is like what I just said, compounded with the fact that they have PS5 with a 20-inch, 32-inch TV, $700 setup or something. It's not that much money, to be honest with you. They definitely could use that money to buy like the bunk bed setup that I was just talking about. I think that bunk bed goes for like $500 to $700. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it goes for about $500 to $700. Instead of buying a PlayStation 5 and a TV, they could buy a bunk bed for their kids, right? Which I partially agree with. You should definitely do something for your children, you know, buy something to give them a more comfortable space. The bunk beds would take up less space than those big ass mattress pads do. At the end of the day, though, these people can save up another $700 and get a bunk bed, right? They did it once to get this. They can do it again. And also, like, them not buying the PS5 and the TV, it's not going to get them out of poverty. So, like, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. When I was broke and, you know, we were struggling to pay our bills, I still had a PlayStation. It doesn't move the needle enough by going out and buying something to entertain yourself on your off times for it to really matter. Like you can sit there and complain that they are buying, like they're splurging on things here and there, but at the end of the day, like that's not going to get them out of their situation, right? I do find it quite disturbing that this guy has this claim is that this guy has worked 150 days in a row and they're still in poverty. Like, anyways, so yeah, here this shows just a foam pad sitting on the ground. Like they seem like a good family, right? They seem fine. I think that there's something wrong if he's working 150 hours and they can't afford more than a one bedroom, right? There's just not enough space for all of them. I hope that soon they can move on to a bigger place. I don't find them quite as problematic as everyone else seems to find them. We're going to move on to the next problematic. I really don't like this lady. This is Alexandra Sabol. She is a mom of 3, and this is a gourmet meal.
Are you kidding me?
It's definitely not gourmet. Now look, I'm not going to pretend that me and my wife make elaborate meals for our kids every day, or that me and my wife don't get McDonald's, because we do. A lot less lately, because I can spend just as much at a normal restaurant and get better food now that McDonald's prices are out of control.
5-year-old.
Just fast food prices in general are out of control, right? Yeah.
And they both have Sprite. Have a good night.
So this wouldn't be an issue if this was not a normal thing. But it is a normal thing. There's several videos of her getting her kids McDonald's, and it happens a lot. And then here's more processed food with pizza. Like, again, though, me and my wife get pizza
Kids
too.
don't get pizza very often, so
She says that she doesn't get pizza very often.
And give them some pizza.
But there's so many videos on her TikTok of her getting pizza. Which, like, again, pizza's fine.
I also always have to make sure they have fresh fruit a couple times a day. It's just important to me.
I mean, good for her with the fresh fruit, but putting a little bit of fresh fruit,
I give them some
but always giving processed foods doesn't counteract the processed foods. Yeah.
That's their food. 7-year-old, 5-year-old. Okay.
My 5-year-old, oh shit, I didn't even know there was more to this. My 5-year-old won't eat a full piece of pizza. my 9-year-old will probably eat one piece of pizza and then come back for more later. But yeah, I don't have a problem with McDonald's and I don't have a problem with the pizza. The problem I have is how often she's getting her kids pizza and McDonald's food. And then, like, I also don't have a problem with ice cream. That's a lot of ice cream for a 5 and a 7-year-old.
I know y'all are going to come for me, but they're having water too. I just thought.
They're having water too. Water doesn't undo. Oh, that is also not a root beer float. That is a Dr. Pepper float. That is interesting.
But they will also have a cup of water.
Who cares if they're having a cup of water? It doesn't undo all of the sugar. It doesn't matter.
So, there's their dinner. Have a good night. That was their first time having a float of any sort.
I'm not having a problem with the Dr. Pepper float. I really am not. I'm having a problem with the portion size of the Dr. Pepper float. That was a lot of ice cream and soda for a 5 and a 7-year-old. Holy shit.
And dinner.
Yeah, see, like, it's not the fact that they have fast food, it's the fact that there's so many videos of them having fast food. It also really drives me crazy. These families, they'll have like these really bad foods. Like chicken nuggets are processed. And when you process foods, it takes a lot of the nutrition out, right? If it was just like normal chicken, a place that serves chicken, and got them chicken that wasn't processed, like that would be considerably better than eating chicken nuggets. At least she's feeding the kids, I guess. But the apple slices don't really undo the bad foods, and pretending they do is weird. Like chicken nuggets and a burger, that's so much food. That's so much food for a 5 and a 7-year-old, and I missed how old her other kid is. I'm sorry. and fries? Yeah, see, like, those portion sizes are so big. 2-year-old. That's a 2-year-old's plate. Bro, 2-year-olds don't eat that much. That's insane. Look, I buy there's a Mexican restaurant near me, and sometimes I buy their burritos for us for dinner or something. They're not huge burritos. They're probably like, this big, and I'll cut it in half, and that is too much for my 5-year-old. That's that's a lot of food for a 2-year-old. And then so that means that this is like the 5-year-olds and this is the 7-year-olds, right? That's so much food for a 5 and a 7-year-old. I mean, I think that's like a biggie meal and some apple slices. The apple slices, like, good, they'll get a little bit of nutrition, but it doesn't undo the fact
7-year-old's
that they're eating all of that shit.
plate and 5-year-old's plate. Have a good night.
Yeah, it's an issue. This is breakfast. Yeah, I mean, they're just donuts. I don't know. This doesn't really bother me that much. Having some donuts for breakfast, that's fine. Like, it's not that bad. I will let my kids have powdered donuts occasionally. It's not. That's also my issue, is like, her videos aren't like, hey, I'm giving my kid a treat. Like, she does say that it's a treat, but every single video she's giving them a treat, which makes it not a treat. It's just part of their diet, right? Like, yeah, they have fruit there,
Plate, 5-year-old's
but
plate.
they have powdered donuts as well. That's a lot of milk. I'm sure they'll drink it. My kids
Have a
love
good
milk.
day.
And maybe chill out on the processed foods and the sweets. This one is terrible. I have watched this one.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Alex, and the other day at the store, I got the kids.
There's more sugary things up on the top of her fridge. And to be fair, that's where I keep the sugary things too, to make sure that the kids don't get to them.
All of different type of marshmallows, so I'm going to give them a little assortment of all of them.
A little
They
assortment.
like it. So this one was Brooklyn's, this one was Jace's, and this one was Bella's, and she had some a couple days ago. But I'm gonna put it all together for their snack today.
So that's too much. It's too much. It's already too much. Also, she said she's giving this to a 2 and a 5-year-old. Marshmallows are choking hazards, right? Am I wrong? Aren't marshmallows choking hazards? I feel like I'm not making that up, right? Can 2-year-old eat marshmallows? Full-size marshmallows are not safe for very young children, even with supervision. Full stop. Both the CDC and WIC say it's the biggest choking hazard. Yeah. So the issue with marshmallows is due to their sticky nature. Marshmallows are a choking hazard. They will stick to the inside of their throat. Yeah, don't give your 2 and 5-year-old a bowl of marshmallows. This is so many marshmallows, bro. For a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, bro, I wouldn't give my 4 kids, well, one of them can't have marshmallows at all. She's an infant, but I wouldn't give my 3 kids that can eat solid foods at the moment one of these bowls to share. That's an insane amount of marshmallow.
And there's their snack.
There's their snack. It's a snack. It's a snack, everybody. It's just a snack. It's a little tiny snack. Just a itty bitty snack. This is awful. This is terrible. She has some videos that are like, oh, the internet just loves to hate on me. There are definitely times where the internet is a little unreasonable. I don't think that they're being unreasonable here. That people just want the best for your kids. And I feel like you should always want better for your kids. If you want to eat crap all day, then that's fine. You go ahead and you don't eat good foods. I personally think you should lead by example. So I try to eat better foods. I do make some exceptions, like, Monster energy drink, but I wouldn't let my kids drink Monster energy drink, right? Like, but that's like my one and only vice, is that I like Monster energy drink a lot. And my wife really likes sodas. We don't constantly give our kids soda and energy drinks, right? Like, we tell them that it's not healthy. You guys shouldn't be drinking all that stuff. You guys can have some soda occasionally. You can have sips here and there. You can, like, that's all fine, but you guys can't have a big thing of soda like all the time. Like, if we go out to eat, sometimes they'll have soda. Sometimes they'll not. If I wanted to sit around and eat candy all day, then like that's on me. But it's still up to me to teach my child that that's not good. You shouldn't be having a bowl full of marshmallow as a snack. Do better for your kids. Make it so that your kids have a healthy relationship with food. My children like fruits. They like vegetables. Whereas there's some people, even my age, who still refuse to eat vegetables, which is fucking crazy. Yeah, just, do better. Oh, she doesn't seem like a bad parent either. She mostly just seems like she has a problem with food and she's passing it on to her kids. I do see that as of recently, she's been making more foods, which is good, but her foods also look bad. So she might just not be a good chef. As I see mac and cheese, sandwiches, burgers, and fries. They don't look like good burgers and fries, which is fine. So it does look like more recently she has been like trying to give her kids a little more nutrition, even if those things aren't super nutritious. They're more nutritious than like going to McDonald's every day. Before we move on to the next family, if you know of any parents on TikTok or YouTube that are problematic, leave it in the comments below and I'll check them out and maybe do a video on them. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Move on to the last family. Last parents. These guys, I don't like this at all. Okay, let's start with this. This family is the Dougherty Dozen, and this is their shopping haul. I think they shop once a week or something like that.
Grocery shopping haul for my family of 12. I got produce, which includes 5 pounds of clementine, 12 pounds of mashed potatoes, 6.5.
I just want to point out this amount of produce. This is not that much produce. That's a lot of oranges for sure, or clementines. It's not that much though. My family of half of her size, right? 10 kids and 2 adults, right? And I have 5 kids and 2 adults. So I don't have 5 kids. Why the fuck did I say I have 5 kids? 4 kids, 2 adults. So family of 6 compared to a family of 12. This is how much produce my family will use. And honestly, I feel like I need more produce than this. I just can't afford it at the moment.
I got produce, which includes 5 pounds of clementine, 12 pounds of mashed potatoes, 6.5 gallons of milk,
That's
some
a lot of
paper
milk.
plates, 5 loaves of bread, a dozen bagels, 16 buns, 126 ounces of cheese, 36 yogurts, and some breakfast stuff, including a few Quaker oats. Some snacks.
I feel like her snack section is the biggest out of the entire thing, right? Like, this is a lot of snackage. Why does she only get 2 Lunchables? Only 2 Lunchables out of all of it. Not that Lunchables are good or anything, but
including 56 bags of chips and
that's
30
so
Capri Suns.
much snacks.
6 pounds of ravioli for dinner tonight, a few
A lot of
cleaning
rolled
supplies,
ravioli.
meats including 6 pounds of sausage, 6 pounds of ground beef, 15 pounds of pork shoulder, canned products including 14 pounds of sauce, some baking supplies, a few toiletries, and a Harley's formula for the week. And all of this will last us for 4 days.
4 days. A little bit about this family. Their family of 12. I think it's 6 of their 12 kids have fetal alcohol syndrome. Fetal alcohol spectrum disorder is what it's called. FASD. 6 of her kids are adopted, and I think it's 6. I could be wrong, but all the ones that have it are adopted. That's very important to note because people with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, they are more susceptible to addictions, sugar addictions, falling into alcohol, like drugs, gambling, all these kinds of things, video games. It also leads to learning disabilities, bad memory, difficulty with attention, bad reasoning, emotional stuff, hyperactivity. They're already more hyperactive. That's FASD. Just means that their parent that birthed them drank a lot while they were in womb and now the kid is fucked up.
Here's what my kids ate today on Thanksgiving. For breakfast, they had donuts, danishes, muffins, cinnamon rolls, bagels, and berries.
How many donuts? 12 donuts. I mean, I guess that's one donut per person. That's not bad. The danishes, muffins, cinnamon rolls.
Plus a homemade bread spread of banana bread, pumpkin chocolate chip bread, and zucchini bread.
Some of this stuff actually looks pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Had pizza and boneless wings. I set out an appetizer table with a cheese and cracker tray, veggie tray.
So, they've already had donuts. They've already had muffins and danishes and like a whole bunch of very sugary things. And then they had pizza, which is processed, which is... And then, like, they've had some really good things in between, right? And maybe, like, you know, Thanksgiving could be a special occasion.
Shrimp cocktail, deviled eggs, and chips and dips.
Oh, I love chips and dip. That all looks
For
fire.
dinner, Dad Dougherty deep-fried 2 turkeys that we had with crab legs, green...
Yo, crab legs? I'm jealous of this Thanksgiving. I'm jealous of this Thanksgiving.
bean casserole, Oma's mac and cheese, candied yams, cranberry, corn, Nana's applesauce, salad, stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy, and crescent rolls. Plus sparkling juice.
Besides this being a lot of food,
For dessert,
there's
they
not
had
really
a
an issue
turkey
here.
ice cream cake, peanut butter brownie pie, pumpkin pie, and a selection of turkey cookies and candies. Bon appetit.
So not an issue here from me if this is just a Thanksgiving thing. It's not though. Like the other, it's only a problem if it's a habit. Honestly, that Thanksgiving food looks amazing and I would love to have that. Griddle tacos. That sounds fire. Oh, that looks so good. Look, this mom knows how to cook better than any of the other moms that I've covered today. New Yorkers in winter. Ew, they're from the same state as me? That's terrible. 5 million followers. Holy fuck. Speaking of 5 million followers, help me get to 100 subscribers by pushing that subscribe button. Smash that like button. This is truly terrible.
Mini fridge restock for my 11 kids. This
So
week,
mini fridge,
Charlie asked
great.
for licorice.
An entire fridge of
Bodie
licorice?
wanted Kit Kats and M&Ms.
And Kit Kats in it. Like, this is so bad. Like, I don't understand. They make a weekly video about the restock of these fridges.
Jason got the new Berry Freeze Prime.
If they had like a stock of like, hey, these are
Jordan
snacks that
requested
they get
Twix.
occasionally, great. But why do you need this? This is crazy. Oh my gosh, stop it, lady. Go on to the next one.
Dash got Reese's Pieces.
It's so much Reese's Pieces.
Zoe got Pocky.
I would never give my children access
Reed
to this
loves
much
Elvira biscuits.
to sugary stuff.
Deshaun asked for Nerds Clusters.
Also, why are you keeping this stuff in a
Patrick
fridge?
wanted Mountain Dew.
That doesn't make sense.
James requested beef jerky.
Processed foods, you know.
And Alex asked for Quest bars.
Yeah, they make one of these like once a week or so. It's fucking crazy, dude. I see one here, too. Yeah, it's like at least once every other week they are making these ones. Absolutely bananas. Honestly, going back to the alcohol spectrum disorder, none of this would be that bad if it wasn't for the fact that a bunch of their kids have this issue.
S'mores. I got 480 pouches of Little Bites. Honey buns,
400.
oatmeal cream pies, Nutty Buddies, and Cosmic Brownies. Orange cups, peach cups, 530 snack bags of chips. Fruit snacks,
Why though?
Scooby snacks, cheese balls, 96 Nutella Snack and Goes, Goldfish
What?
and Cheez-Its, and that quickly filled up Flatbed 1, so I left it up front and grabbed Flatbed 2. I got Bodie's Pediasure, 374 bottled waters, Prime for Jason, and my favorite drink, Waterloo Sparkling Waters. Next, I got 204 bottles of Gatorade, Patrick
She's stressing me out, man.
Celsius, freeze juices. Then I found this fun boba party kit I had to have. Grabbed some paper towels and left that flatbed up front and grabbed a shopping cart for the rest. Granola bars, cereal bars, Pop-Tarts, protein bars.
Dude, there's nothing healthy in this. There's zero healthy stuff in this.
And protein chips for Deshaun, plus protein powder. I got this variety snack box and some poppables, and last but not least, I got the water balloons for our annual last day of school water balloon fight. Then
Well, that's
I
fun.
headed to checkout. That's it for today.
Bro,
See you next time.
$2,174.10. Bro, I just like, what is going on? I spend like about $500 a month on my family's groceries. I don't know, man. $2,000 on snacks. Not even like healthy snacks. It wouldn't be an issue if it was occasionally, but it's a habit. I don't know, man. I'm not claiming that my family eats the healthiest, because we don't. Me and my wife become tired or overworked, and we don't really want to, necessarily make a big meal. So sometimes ordering a pizza or ordering out to eat. I've kind of cut back a lot on the fast food. And like, these parents don't seem like bad parents. They actually seem like really great parents. They seem like they interact with all of their kids. They have fun with their kids. They go out of their way to do fun things with their kids. She said that they have an annual end of the year water balloon fight. That's fucking fun. They go on vacation a lot with all their kids. Like, they do all of these fun things. She actually takes the time to make a lot of food. She's cooking all the time. I don't know what he does, the husband, but if you're cooking and then you're also mixing in all of these sweets and everything, it kind of defeats the purpose. Here's all of this really delicious, nutritious food. We got eggs, we got potatoes, we got bacon, whatever that is, toast. Like, that's a normal breakfast, right? Mix that up with, like, there's some Haribo there, there's M&Ms there. Look at all of those snacks that they just have unfeathered access to. That looks really good. But then, ice cream. Like, if this is like an everyday thing, then it's not the healthiest. I don't believe in only eating healthy things, right? I want my kids to have a variety, but I also want them to understand that these sugary snacks and these processed foods, like, these aren't an everyday thing. You can't have these every day. You won't be healthy if you have these every day. It'll lead to issues down the road. And especially with kids that have this alcohol spectrum disorder, where they're easily susceptible to addictions, right? You're giving them tons of sugar, and she addresses it in one of her earlier videos that her kids have this addiction issue because she knows it, but she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. I feel like that is a big issue. Again, they don't seem like bad parents. They actually seem like pretty good parents. The Resiliant Jenkins, they seem like great parents. The Dougherty Dozen, they actually seem like great parents. I just think that their decisions on the food and their decisions on, like, sleeping situations for the Resiliant Jenkins, like, their decisions are questionable. Doesn't make them bad parents, right? Alexandra Sabol, I don't know anything about her apart from the cooking videos. She needs to make better food choices for her kids, just in general. She doesn't really post her interacting with her kids, so I can't really tell if it's a good home life. But, like, you also can't really tell if it's a good home life just from videos online anyways. You can present things as a good home life. It could be terrible. These people are all, for the most part, keeping their kids out of the videos, and those families are typically not the families that are that problematic. It's the ones that are very focused on the children that are problematic. Alexandra Sabol, she makes videos, does like lives and stuff where she's just attacking the audience that is telling her that they're concerned about her kids. She's just saying that people are haters. And, like, while I do think that there's a lot of hate on the internet in general, I don't think people are just hating. I think they're genuinely concerned. She also said that people just don't like her because she's in a throuple, which, like, I don't know how anyone would know that she's in a throuple. A lot of her videos say single mom of 3. I don't have a problem with her being in a throuple. It has nothing to do with your parenting. Honestly, I don't care what people do in their sexual lives. If you know of any TikTokers, YouTubers that have actually problematic content besides, eating, let me know. Comment it below, and I will check them out. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Okay, bye.